Good morning. It's the Wall Street Weekly Wrap Up with your host, John Newquist, and it's February 11th, 2023. And NASDAQ streak did get broken this week, and a lot of people were upset. The good news Pepsi had a good quarter. They call it a blowout. Good organic growth, sales double digits. It's in an upward channel. Not a bad stock, and it's increased dividend for the 53rd time in 53 years. That's pretty amazing. And it's like one of those stocks you hold and you hold and should be a basic of all your portfolios. Disney, Bob Iger, I tell you, no wasting time putting around the plans when he came back as CNO. Did a reorganization, there's layoffs, and guess what? You look at if you bought it when Iger was around, came back, you did well. Now, it went down a little bit, this one. People are starting to say, well, costs are a little up there, but Iger is all about focusing on profitability, which is what everybody this 2023 talks about. We want to make money. We want to have profits. So the stats, the 2-year jumped up 0.3. I mean, just incredible. A lot of indication that, they think maybe a soft landing, maybe not. But the rates, when they talk to Powell, he's saying we're not done. They're not going to get a quarter point and stop. So we'll see. And of course, Putin said he's going to cut output, because he's mad. And the theory is if you cut the output to China and India, who would buy a chunk of that Russian oil, they got to buy it on the open market, and therefore the prices are going to go up. As the Prime Minister of India, or the India Energy Minister, he goes, if we didn't buy it from Russia, guess what? Our demands would drive oil up to $400 a barrel. And so, interesting theory. The metals went down a little bit, not much, but a little bit. Natural gas still low. We sold equity, EQT. I don't think natural gas is going to get better. I mean, it could, but spring's coming. Summer's low time for gas. We're going to see probably, this price 2 to 3 for a while. Maybe, will it get to 5 again? 7? I don't think so this year. Maybe in the, fall. The heat map. NASDAQ went down. If you listen to me, we talk about take all your money off the table, you would have been at 17, 19% up. You just lost a lot last week. You lost a year's worth of gains almost last week, and that's no good. Look at the Dow; it's struggling, and you just look at it. The big ones: Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Amazon, all having trouble. What's hot? Look at the energy sector: ExxonMobil, Chevron. So, but this is just 1 week, and you have to remember it does change. LYFT, oh my God, look at this gap down. This thing dropped a lot. Horrible conference call. One of the, I think Wedbush or something said third worst conference call, one of the 3 worst conference calls in 20 years. Guidance is not good. They're blowing cash. Uber's blowing cash. I'm telling you, I don't see how these guys are going to be profitable. Every quarter they talk about we're going to get profitability in 2 more years, and then you fast forward to 2023, it's not profitable. 2024 doesn't look like it. Look at this. Q4 EBITDA, $240 million. That's a lot of cash. That's a lot of money you're burning. And maybe they say, well, we got to keep price with Uber, but someone's going to have to make a decision. We got to get profitable. Otherwise, what's this going to be? $2 pretty soon. This thing was high. $4 billion for them. Uber's $68 billion. I see Uber has a lot more downcline, if they can't get profitable. Affirm, another one, buy now, pay later. Oh, it's going to be a great stock. This thing was, a few $100s, and now it's like $12, and it's down, and the trend is going down. And, if you looked at it, it broke a trend right over here, and that was a good time to buy it. But you know what? It's not good. The price target's going to, they had a 46, Morgan Stanley. 46, look at it. It was like way over here. It was 46. And they finally said, well, maybe 15 now. They got to make money. They got to make money, and that's not good. Budweiser, the beer stocks typically go good in the football season. You buy at the beginning around September, do well till the Super Bowl, Kind of a simple one. But it's down 7 straight days, and that's a puzzling thing because they make money, they pay a dividend, a lot of things you like, but a lot of resistance. This is the resistance now. Can it get above 60 again? I think so. I think Budweiser's good, but we're seeing people cut back. Ford, I looked at who had the most recall. I got to watch Kramer, get beat up by, Ford's president because he said some bad things about him. But, Ford's got the most recalls the last 2 years. You just Google on the search and you find it, and it's not and it's a problem. This is a $24 stock a few years ago, and now it's half. In 2008, I remember when it was $1, so it could be worse. But this is an issue. I mean, they got to get on it. They've had problems, execution problems, and when you start looking at the management style, is it working? You can blame a lot of things, but after 4 or 5 years, you start thinking maybe it's the top. So, whatever it's worth. Expedia, I like the stock. I use the software. It's very good. It's got everything I like in a stock. It did drop. They missed by 44 cents. That's a big miss, especially when all the other travel companies did well. Delta, did really well. United did well. So, what's going on? And, we'll see. You can blame travel and weather, but, it doesn't work. You should have made the numbers. Either you don't know what you're going to get and you guided too high, but, it's not good. And, again, $200 stock, hell, you don't know where it's going to stop now. And Google, they have the pressure. I mean, ChatGPT, I use it every day. Every day. And Microsoft's going to put it in their Bing search engine. You got to wait. Big mistake by Microsoft. You have to wait. You have only so much moment in time, Microsoft, to seize these people away. Google rushed out the BART. They did the demo and it had the wrong answer. Somebody Googled up the answers and wow, it wasn't the Webb telescope that did the first mapping of this solar system or something else. So they've been taking a hit. I tell people, advertising's slow. YouTube's slow. But YouTube's the #1 site in the world. And if you want part of Google, this really isn't a bad time to buy it. Maybe it goes sideways, maybe it goes a little bit lower. But you know what? I think it'll be $150 in the next couple years. You will do better than 8% return by this. We'll see you next week. Have a good week and stay